December in Kota gets quite cold, and it brings a heavy, dense fog. Manu and his friend, Kislai, were 11th grade students in Kota preparing for the JE. Usually, by mid to late December, the 11th grade syllabus wraps up, and coaching institutes conduct major tests. On December 16th, they had a massive All-India Open test. The very next day, December 17th, was Kislai's birthday. A group of 3 or 4 friends decided they would give the test and then celebrate Kislai's birthday with a big party. They planned to go out for dinner at a restaurant, head back to the hostel, watch a movie, and then pull an all-nighter. Manu figured the others might back out since they were generally studious, well-behaved kids, but everyone was completely on board. They finished the test, celebrated the birthday, and returned to their room around 10:30 p.m. They decided to watch a horror movie before heading out for their night walk. They chose The Exorcist. By the time the movie ended, with them pausing to talk and joke around, it was about 12:30 a.m. Adrenaline pumping, they scaled the hostel wall to sneak past the warden and began wandering around Rajiv Gandhi Nagar. As they were walking, they suddenly spotted a flashing police Deepsea patrol car. Spooked, they hid. Wandering around at 1 a.m. as students is an easy way to get caught by the cops. To avoid them, they jumped over the boundary gate and slipped into the silent, deserted IL Township. At that hour, Illinois Township was dead quiet. They weren't thinking about ghosts. Their only fear was getting caught by the township guards or running into drunk locals. They walked through the labyrinth of lanes for about an hour. By 2 a.m., they made their way back onto the main road. The encounter. The main road was engulfed in a freezing fog. The dim streetlights barely pierced the mist. The boys found a spot near the plantation area and sat down to chat. Naturally, late-night conversations among friends eventually turned to ghost stories. As they were exchanging creepy tales, Kislai suddenly stood up, walked over to Manu, and said, "Hey man, come with me to answer nature's call. It's freezing and pitch black, and I'm feeling a bit creeped out." Manu wasn't scared, so he agreed. The two walked about 20 meters away from the rest of the group. Manu finished first and stood waiting by the roadside while Kislai went a bit further into the bushes. As Manu stood there shivering, he suddenly saw a figure walking out of the fog toward him from the direction of the main road. His immediate thought was, "Oh no, it's a security guard." He stood perfectly still, watching the figure approach. As the person stepped under the pale glow of a halogen streetlight, Manu realized it wasn't a guard. It was a well-built man, roughly 6 feet tall, dragging a heavy trolley bag behind him. The man stopped about 10 or 12 paces away from Manu. He raised his hand and gestured for Manu to come closer. For some strange reason, Manu didn't feel any immediate danger or negative vibes. It was as if he was hypnotized. He just mindlessly walked toward the stranger. As he got closer, he saw it was a middle-aged man, around 35 to 40 years old, looking completely ordinary. The man looked at him and asked, "Son, where's the Soraya girls' hostel?" Manu replied, "Uncle, you've come the wrong way. The main residential colony is way back behind us. How did you end up inside the township?" The man looked confused and said, "I don't know. The auto driver told me to walk straight through this gate and I would reach the hostel." Manu answered, "No, Uncle, you're in the wrong place. But don't worry, my friends and I are heading out shortly. You can walk back with us." The moment Manu said that, the man reached out and grabbed Manu's hand. A freezing grip. The instant the man touched him, a jolt of pure terror shot through Manu. The man's hand wasn't just cold, it felt completely frozen, like ice. The man's grip tightened, and his expression turned desperate and crazed. He began to cry out, "I've come to take my daughter. I am going to take her home. Tell me, where's the Soraya girls' hostel? No one can stop me from taking her." Manu panicked, trying desperately to pull his hand away. The man kept shouting, "I am here to take her. She is going home. Holi is in 2 days, and she will meet everyone. The grief will finally lessen." Hearing the word Holi sent a chill down Manu's spine. It was mid-December. Holi was months away. Combined with the unnaturally freezing grip, Manu realized with horror that he wasn't talking to a living human being. Terrified, he used every ounce of his strength to yank his hand free, screamed "Ghost!" at the top of his lungs, and bolted. Everything went black. The backstory. When Manu finally opened his eyes, he was lying inside the large temple within the Il township. His friends were crowded around him, looking terrified. The temple priest was there, asking the boys for their names. When he saw Manu waking up, the priest asked him his name and what had happened, checking to see if he was fully conscious. Manu, still shaking, recounted the entire encounter to the priest. The priest sighed sadly and told him that a couple of other people had encountered the exact same man over the years. He explained that in 2016, a young girl staying at a nearby hostel had tragically committed suicide just a few days before the Holy Festival. When her father arrived in Kota to collect her body, the shock and grief were so profound that he couldn't survive the trauma and passed away shortly after. Since then, his spirit had been trapped in that area. His soul was stuck in a loop, forever arriving at the township with his trolley bag, trying to find the hostel to take his daughter home for Holi. The priest mentioned that the spirit never harmed anyone, but multiple people walking through the township late at night had crossed paths with him. The priest tied a holy Hanuman thread around Manu's wrist, reassured him, and told him he wouldn't experience it again. Conclusion: for the next few days, Manu was deeply shaken by the incident. However, he never had another paranormal experience. Strangely enough, the encounter completely changed his life. He dropped his bad habits, stopped wasting time, and focused entirely on his studies. Today, he successfully cleared his exams and is studying at a prestigious college, IIT Kanpur. Sometimes, a terrifying encounter can end up changing your life for the better. Perhaps that grieving father saw a wandering soul in Manu and snapped him onto the right path. That was the chilling incident that happened to Manu. I hope you all found it gripping. My question to you all is, if you were in Manu's place and someone with a freezing, ice-cold hand grabbed you in the pitch dark, what would you have done? Let me know in the comments below.